Yo, what's up? What's up? It's Hungry Millennial back again with another proactive pragmatism as we carry on with our series Millennials Are. This next millennial that I'm bringing to the podcast is a father, counselor, and community activist, the Dre'Shean Payne. Yo, Dre, what's up, man? Welcome to the podcast. How you doing, bro?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, it's
Doing
been a minute.
good. Just finished. Yeah, it's been a long time. Everybody's growing up. I just finished my first week of training with the prison IDOC.
Okay, you just switched up gigs. Okay.
So
So like I feel
yeah,
like
so
a lot of your process is following in Pop's footsteps. Didn't he work for DOC?
he's still there right now. He retires in July.
Oh, that's
So
what's up, man.
he
Y'all,
retires in July.
So what inspired you to switch over from? I know you mentioned that you was a counselor before. What inspired you to switch over?
It was just I don't know. I seen like how my dad was living and how like the system is just like going right now. So I figured I can
Okay,
make a difference.
okay. So like from so when you say how he was living, like from a financial lifestyle or just like the
Financial
his impact.
lifestyle,
Okay, the
financial
bag.
lifestyle, as well as the impact as well. I mean, I met some inmates today told me how good of a guy he was, as well as like his fellow coworkers. So
Okay.
I know I have some big shoes to fill, but I'm down for the challenge.
That's big facts. I agree, man. Hey, you gonna pull up with the rims on the SUV next, huh?
Nah, I'm too old for that now. Just
You know they.
just give me the car and I'll be okay. I don't need no speakers or nothing.
Okay,
Just give me a
I'm
new
I'm a,
car.
I'm I'm the same way, man. I just be rolling. So I
Yeah.
think it's interesting. So how does so from the counseling standpoint, how did you involve yourself with the community directly and do counseling at the same time? Were you working in the school system, or how did that work out?
Yeah, so what had happened was I think it was like 2017, 2018. So I was volunteer coaching Carbondale Middle School basketball team. I was still working my other two jobs at Dollar Tree and Finish Line, but I was still volunteering whenever I could. And we ended up going state, losing to Centralia,
Mm.
and they gave the little pregame, the after game speech or whatever, and it was like, yeah, we're just gonna give it over to Dre, and of course, Mr. Helford, he's in the school system, so he talked to me about it, and we went from there. I got a job in the school, and like right after the season, and everything took off from there.
Okay. Okay. So what happened with the coaching gig? Are you still doing that? Are you still planning on
Uh,
doing that next year or
Summer travel ball. I won't be able to do it for like the first couple tournaments because I'll be finishing my training in Springfield for IDOC.
okay.
But after that, I'll be good to go on certain weekends. Hopefully, I have those times off.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So are you looking forward to taking over the school program, like the whole program for CMS, or how's that working out?
no, I did for a little bit. As you know, we did the kids versus cop basketball game.
Yeah.
Um, that was pretty good. We had tutors from SIU come to help us out. Um, that was real big for us. Um, what else did we do? We did a lot of stuff. Um, of course, we played in the summer tournaments that John A. Logan. A big thank you to Kyle Smith Peters for allowing us to do that. And
Yeah. Shout out to Kyle.
yeah, I just built the like Yeah, they're having a good year this year, by the way. But from when I was younger, we didn't really have like uh, coaches who were like that for us. I mean, they were, but like not to the same extent. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just like I wanted to make an impact, even if it was a short impact or a long impact. I still have communication with those players to this day.
Okay.
Um, a couple you should look out for football wise. His name is Javion Kaiser. Dude's gonna be a monster.
They're gonna be a monster.
I think he plays D line. He gonna be a monster. Basketball, Marquavion. Um, he transferred to Murphysboro his freshman year, so
He pulled a Dre, huh?
I know how that goes. Yeah, he pulled a me, so he went to Murphysboro. So I went and saw him a couple of times. He's doing pretty good. He plays for our summer basketball team as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how much he's improved.
That's what's up. You know what? You remember when I came back from Murphysboro in middle school? Everybody was, man, you a river rat.
It was. But then I did the same thing in high school. I just did the opposite. So I was the traitor, and man, I got
Hey, but
for that.
you was busting their heads though, bro. Like I remember watching you at the Massac tournament.
The Superman Classic.
Three. Yeah, bro. Like I don't even know where I was at, but I just hopped in a car with some people from Murphysboro. I was tucked in the back.
I think that was my junior year when they canceled the game the first year because remember I had got suspended by IHSA for saying we didn't really live in Murphysboro, so they canceled the original game that was supposed to be in Carbondale, and we ended up playing at Murphysboro. I mean at the Superman Classic, sold out, standing room only. So
man, it was crazy.
Was game.
Crazy. My question is, so I always wondered what Dre was thinking when he was busting all the threes. Because I looked up your record. So on the Murphysboro website, it says like you're number 18th, I believe, on the all-time score list, or is it 8? It's 19. Yeah. It's 19 in Red Double history. It's 18? Okay.
Okay.
But it's 18 or 19. That's pretty high. And you only played 2 seasons,
bro.
I
didn't get my full 2 years. I didn't get a full year my junior year. Remember, I was suspended.
Yeah, big facts. You think how high you think you would have been?
Half a year. I think I would have cracked top 10, honestly. But
yeah, you had that banger. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna claim you as Carbondale though.
Of course, I always did. Even when I went to college, and they was like, "Where are you from?" I put Carbondale. I let them know that when I moved over there from Carbondale.
So like when you at that, oh man, he's a fantastic guy. Like even growing up, like just interacting with him, like because I played for the Blue Devils, right? So interacting with him was like, man, one day I want to play for Daryl Murphy. You know, I obviously didn't grow tall enough, so you know.
none of us did. I'm just happy to be 6'1".
Bro, they had you in. I think that at times I looked on the roster, they had you listed at like 6'2", 6'3". I'm like, Dre, hold on.
I'm like, nah. When I was in school, they had me listed at 6'3". I'm like, y'all lying to these people.
It's that extra intimidation factor. I guess when you rise over the crowd, you look like you 6'3" when you shoot that tray. You feel me? So my question is like, what type of pre-game focus, like what did you do prior to the games, and when you was going up and shooting that tray, what was on your mind? Because I remember in grade school hearing in the stands, Dre, shoot it.
No, you talking about my dad?
Yeah. Dre, shoot that thing.
I really don't know. I didn't really shoot like that my sophomore year. Then I just went to Murphysboro. It was just like a different mindset.
You was going ham, bro.
Yeah. So,
but
I really didn't shoot that many threes until I got to Murphysboro.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. I mean, you always been like the silent killer type. So when you got to Murphysboro, I saw a whole nother evolution in your ball game. Like it was like something just flipped in your mind. Like was Daryl like shoot that?
No, it was like my dad was like, his junior year, you gotta make a statement. And so
Okay.
I always heard like junior year is like one of your after your senior year, junior year is like one of your biggest year. That's supposed to be like your breakout year. And
Okay.
so our first tournament was in like I went over there, had a couple summer workouts with Murphysboro, and we went to Centralia. And so our first game was against Carbondale. I mean, they beat us by like 6, but I put up 42,
Yeah.
and the confidence just built from there.
You probably looked at Miller
And
every
I
time
also
he
like
shot
I
that.
was playing, yeah, and I had started like gaining a little weight, so I went from like maybe a buck 40 to like 160 from
Mm.
my sophomore year to junior year. My dad had me lifting weights and all that stuff, so I just like gained a lot of muscle throughout the season, and it was just like I could feel the changes. So I'm like nobody can really do anything with me. I knew I was slow, but
Mhm.
I can get past a couple people, or I'll just muscle my way through.
Okay. Okay. Well, and also looking at their roster on your year group, just about everybody that I played with in middle school that was like, ballers, they didn't play basketball no more. They had transferred towns. So like there
Yeah,
was like a
that
gap
was
wide open for you. Like it was almost like
me
destiny.
and so this was nobody knows this. So this is the original plan. The original plan was for me, Michael D. Decker, Lafayette McDay, and Bruce Barron all to go to Murphysboro.
No, 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 bruh. That would have been the GOAT team, bruh. Like y'all would have won state.
That was
I don't know, but I don't know that
that was
if
what
I'm
was supposed to happen, but
but if I'm being
things
completely
fell through.
honest, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that there was enough basketball for y'all. Cause McDay,
It
he a
probably wouldn't
shooter,
have been.
you know.
Bruce would have been the biggest point guard in the River to River.
the, but he was one of the greatest athletes that I had ever
So
seen pick up any type of ball. Like even in football, like he showed up to one of our games and just went off. And then
yeah, he just showed up. So it was
like
just like um I don't know, like we was all supposed to go, but Lost stayed in Carbondale, obviously. Bruce went to Brim, but he had a great career over there, and then me and Michael
yeah.
went to Murphysboro.
Well, and Loft got to play
And
the
then, you
game that he
know,
always wanted to play over in Carbondale.
yeah,
Like he always,
mid
take
range.
over Loft. You
He
know what I'm
he got
saying?
he had the best. I feel like Lafayette had the best mid range in Southern Illinois. I
No,
would bet my
facts.
money on Lafayette mid range,
Straight Jimmy Bucket status. You know what I'm
like
saying?
easily.
Like I had never seen somebody his size take over like that. I mean,
No,
Ty. I mean, man, Ty was a slasher. Like you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? But then, so that whole year, I was actually the photographer for the team, so I got to see
mhm,
the inner workings. But it's funny because all those personalities, they was going through it. Was
yeah.
there
It
any
was
like? Go ahead.
like so, like obviously, me and Michael. So this is what happened. We had a Thanksgiving tournament, and me and Michael played or whatever IHSA was supposed to get on Carbondale about sending our transcripts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was sent. So they're like, okay, nothing is sent. You guys are clear to play. Whatever happened, some to that extent. And we played. I put up 24. Michael put up like 23, 24. Big win. Come back next day. Murphysboro block schedule.
Yeah.
They call us in the coach's office like the last 15 minutes of class. I'm like, they must be getting ready to tell us about like tonight's prep, like what we're doing, what's the routine. Go in the
Mm-hmm.
office and we get sorry boys, you're suspended until further notice.
Yeah. You know what?
So it's
And I heard
Michael's
about that.
senior year. Yeah, it was Michael's senior year and it was my junior year. So I'm not worried about me. I was more worried about him because it was his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And so us being us, we had got our like Murphysboro hoodies. So Carbondale had a game that night. So we all go to Carbondale in our Murphysboro hoodies, JV and varsity. And just like make a statement like, I don't know, like y'all did us wrong, but supposedly some guys like signed something that was like we didn't live in Carbondale. That's the rumor. I don't know how true that is, but that's what we were told. So like it was like actual like hate for one another. Like even though we all grew up with each other, at one point it was like at the moment it was just like I don't like you, like I hate you for what you did. You got me missing my junior year, but more importantly, you got Michael missing his senior year, and like I stopped counting at like 19 games.
Uh,
We missed 19 games, and I just stopped counting,
mm.
and so like we were
What
under investigation for a while.
what were you doing mentally at that time, and what was you
Man,
doing? Like, were you hooping every day? Like how?
like we
Because you got
got
to
to
go to
practice.
school with the people that you
Yeah, I
can't
gotta go
really.
to school. We still had to go to practice. We just come practice varsity. So us being us, we would take our anger out on the varsity team. Like every day, they would put me and Michael on JV because we really couldn't do anything. So we would just like take our anger out on varsity.
That's what's up.
And I think like ISHA came down. They talked to Mike and his mom. They talked to my dad and me. And like a week later, we got cleared. Man, that was like the best feeling in the world at the time. Like to sit out for so long and then just get that. All right, you cleared to play. We went to Harrisburg and tore it up. Like
That's real.
I think I put up like 27.
Just straight
Man,
balling
that
on
was
him. He
like
said, "I'm
the
going
like
crazy." Wait,
man,
Smith Peters was
it
playing
was
back then, wasn't
man.
he?
I think
Wasn't
Smith
one of them
Peters, he
playing
would have been
for?
a freshman, so
Oh,
it
okay.
was both of them playing. But I think the younger one was a freshman. The older one would have been a senior, and so like
Yeah, I
we
grew up
just
with them.
took it out on them. Yeah, so
Yeah,
like and
because
Roper
I
was
was
over there. You
actually
know
supposed
Reed
to.
Roper.
Yeah, yeah. Remember playing for? What didn't he play for Benton?
He played for Benton in middle school. Dude was like JJ Redick in middle
He
school.
was killing us. Well, it was
But
funny.
like
So I remember going to Benton,
this, but they had like a
and
like 6'4" kid in middle school.
the coach took y'all out and put us in. Me and Seth them got some play.
Yeah, we
Halston got in the
moved them at
game.
that point.
It was going crazy.
We we would like it would be like okay for like the first like 3 or 4 minutes, and then Reed would just kill us. And if he missed, the 6'4" kid is getting it. Nobody else is 6'4" in middle school at all. I think our
Nah.
tallest player was Tyree Johnson.
Yeah, it was. Yep, tree.
Our tallest player was like Tyree Johnson in middle school, and he
Yeah.
still wasn't tall enough to get the rebounds.
Well,
It was
he
like,
wasn't thick enough either, because I
no,
think
the
that
kid
that
was,
dude was a farm boy.
yeah. And then he stopped playing in high school. He
Did he
stopped
just
playing.
go to football, or he
I think
just?
it was. I think he was strictly football. I remember seeing him on the sidelines when we played in Benton when I went to
Oh man,
Murphysboro.
yeah. High school
So
is a totally different game changer.
yeah,
Like what?
everybody catches up in height. We always had the skill, we just didn't have the height until we get to high school.
Man, I had some height. I think I was like 5. I think I was like 5'7", 5'8" in middle school, and I never grew. Like I've been the same height ever
I
since.
didn't.
Like this ain't even
I
fair,
didn't
bro.
grow.
Like
In middle school, I was like one of the shortest people in our class, and then I got to high school. I just started growing surprisingly, and then I started to gain a little muscle. Thank God. But
man, put you
yeah,
on
middle
that
school.
that Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, weightlifting program, because he was skinny when he got to the league, and then he started putting on muscles, and he just became unstoppable. Was it hard
It
to
was
shoot
like
once you gain muscle, or was it an easy transition? You just stayed in the gym and kept shooting.
we would stay in the gym because obviously, you know, me, my dad, and my brother, we're always in the gym
Man,
together or at somebody's park.
okay.
So the stronger I got, the further he would push me back.
Mm,
And so it was at one point where I had to stop lifting. And so I think that was my junior year. No, my sophomore going into my junior year. So that summer going into my junior year, we had laid off the weights for a little bit. And so like at that point I was pretty much about half court shooting.
Nice.
So
Nice. Because that basketball muscle, you can start creeping in the football muscle if you don't watch yourself.
Yeah. And so like we laid off of it for a little bit, and I played the summer at like I think my junior year I played at like 170, 165, 170.
Oh, you got up there then. Because I don't think I
Like,
didn't hit even 170
yeah.
in football until like after high school. So you gotta okay. I see. So
Yeah.
what was the conversation? What's the conversation like in a basketball house? Because like y'all just got talent all through the house, all through the living room. You know what I'm saying? Like
So
between you
conversations would be like, all right, we will match up our schedules and then be like, all right, I bet you our team doesn't lose at all this year, and we'll see who scored the most points, all that good stuff. And then of course me, I'm a Duke fan. They were North Carolina fans at the time. So around that time it was just like tense in the household. Like those games were just like even on the PlayStation, like that was PlayStation 2 when college basketball was still out. And like me
yeah.
and my brother would like play college hoops, Duke, North Carolina, nobody else. And at one point he was beating me, and I came back and won. And how he felt about it, he kicked a hole in my door, and we
That sound like man.
tussled a
Like
little bit. Yeah, that's him.
we was
So we
young, he
tussled a
was a
little bit,
hothead.
and like we tussled a little bit, and then it was just like I'm like I got a hole in my door. Like what am I gonna tell my daddy? Like
Oh, he but y'all got it. Where you got home, did you? So
not me. I don't think nobody. I think we just got cursed at, like
okay.
yelled at, and that was that.
That
Because
sound like
he knew
Eddie.
how it went. Duke, yeah, Duke, North Carolina. He know how it goes. So I
That's
mean,
what's
but
up.
we always worked out together. We always worked out together. Even when I went to Murphysboro, we were always in the gym together. He even played in a couple open gyms with us, with me on the same team. I ain't gonna say no names, but they know who they are. He was in 7th grade. He was killing.
And he was banging
I'm
on
not
him?
even gonna lie. That's my brother, but
Killing him in
he was
7th grade.
he was 7th grade. He was killing sophomores and freshmen,
So they
running
knew
with me.
another Southern Illinois player of the
I ain't
year
gonna
was
say no
coming,
names,
huh?
but like, yeah, I seen it coming. I don't think nobody else did, but he's left-handed, so it's like it's hard to guard him. Then he got that
He
in and out that
almost
kills
unstoppable.
people, kills people to this day, and it's just like it's a hard in and out with the left. So he's
That's
just so
crazy.
nice. He's nice with it. But now we got our baby brother. He's about 6 foot freshman now, so he'll
Oh,
be the
he a
next thing
freshman in high
coming
school
up.
now?
Yeah, he was averaging in 8th grade last year. He was averaging about 30.
Bruh, I remember going to one of the games, but I thought, man, I thought he was way older than that. Like that dude
No,
is
he started
huge.
varsity. He started varsity this year.
For real?
Yeah, he started varsity this year.
When did the season start this year? Because I know didn't some stuff get pushed
It
back?
started. It started late. Yeah, it started late. I mean, I watched a couple games. He's adjusting to a faster pace right now, but he'll be all right. It's
Okay.
just
See,
everybody. I think the Carbondale team didn't really have like. I mean, they had scenes where most of those guys are football players, so like they were just pretty much getting in shape. But
oh,
I think he'll
facts.
be all right after. Yeah, he'll definitely be all right this next season.
Have they decided on a new head coach yet? I know your boy out of there, so
I have no like people been asking me. I have no idea.
they're like, Dre, you ready to take
Even
over the
though
reins?
me and nah, even though me and Miller had our moment,
Uh,
I still respect him. Like he's a great coach,
really,
no doubt about that.
really.
Good coach.
You out of all people,
Good coach.
I respect that.
I wouldn't even lie to you.
Well, and that's one thing.
About. I guess it was just.
Yeah, no, that's facts, bro. He do. And like, I'm glad that you said that, because as a man, that means a lot hearing that from you out of all people. Because I always thought that he was a good guy. He knew what he was talking about. You said at one point. So are you willing to speak on that pivotal moment? So what happened, bro? Speak on it. It's over now. So
all right. So
man, here go the tea.
Over now.
I've always wondered, man. So many rumors.
You know Jordan Hamilton's dad, right? Coach Hamilton.
We kind of family a little bit.
Coach So he had got some type of surgery. So Connor Luzak took over. Another great coach, Coach Wheeler. I think this was my sophomore year. So who was our five? Me, Chris G, Matt Blaze. Who else was on that team? I think one of the Cherry kids. I can't think of who that other person was, but we were in Cahokia. You know, it was real hostile in Cahokia. So
always.
We were winning.
In Cahokia. They was probably, man, they was pissed.
We were winning in Cahokia. So what happened? We lose the lead. We're in we go 2-3 zone. We lose the lead in the 2-3 zone. So Coach Wheeler is like, all right, they're in the 2-3. Instead of having me at the top, with Chris G at the guard position, he throws me in the middle of the zone. Free throw line extended. Me. I'm free throw line extended. I'm running side to side on the free throw line.
And we know you ain't the quickest. And you got the bagger, but
no. And I'm shooting. I'm not even touching the ball. I'm not even touching the ball. Like, they trying to get it to me. Chris G trying to knock down his shot. We trying to get it down to Matt Blaze. They doubling down on him because he was having a good game. And it's just like, I gotta do something different. But me at the time, I never disrespected any coach. Never. So we end up losing. Varsity's about to play. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not playing varsity. I'm at the end of the bench. I'm going to sit in the stands.
No, you didn't.
I get dressed. Go sit in the bleachers. So Mr. Booth comes and talks to me. He like, come get dressed. No, I'm all right. I don't play varsity anyway. I'm just hang out up here with my team that I play with and discuss what happened. So Coach Wheeler comes up. He's like, are you going to come and get dressed? I'm like, no disrespect or anything, but no. So varsity, it's by the way, it's senior night in Cahokia.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so you know how that turned out. Varsity gets killed. So we get on the bus. Coach Miller, you know, gets on the bus. He slicks his hair back. He's like, good game, everybody. Where's Dre? So I raised my hand. He's like, well, turn your stuff when we get home. So
no, he didn't.
Yeah,
bruh. No, he didn't.
So I text my dad. I tell my dad what happened and all that stuff, and he's like, "All right, like it's no problem." So now I'm like, "All right, I'm about to show my behind, like how I could have really been." So I rap. I don't know. I think I was listening to Lil Wayne. I rap every Lil Wayne song as loud as possible from Cahokia to Carbondale. I let everybody put their trash in my bag.
What album was it? Album was it?
I think Carter 2.
The Carter.
It's like I'm just rapping. I'm rapping every song so loud. I got everybody on the bus crying, laughing. But you know, prior to that, of course, everybody started hearing the rumors like Dre's transferring to Murphysboro and Michael, blah blah blah, and he said something about it.
Wait, was it in the works
And
before then?
fast forward to like I'm saying, I might as well say it. Like
Keep it
I'm out of high
100
school
with
now.
your boy.
It was
Keep
definitely
it
in the
100
works.
with your boy.
It was in the works. It was in the works. I was supposed to go. Actually, I thought about going to Haytown, Missouri, where my dad is from, and going to play with my cousins. But when I thought about, it, I'm like, my parents, like, nobody will be able to see me play besides my aunties, uncles, and cousins. Like my brothers and sisters won't be able to watch me play. My dad won't. So I'm like, all right, let's go to Marion. He was like, we can, but that pushes him further out from work because he was working at Menard at the time.
Oh
So I'm
man.
like,
Okay.
all right, Murphysboro it is. So that's that's how I ended up in Murphysboro.
Wow. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
that's real because here's
yeah.
the thing: is once you got there, you went hard. Now, if Dre, see, I'm a hardcore. Like I used to listen to the Carbondale tournament on the radio.
Mhm.
Like I never had no money. I ain't really had no bread. You know what I'm saying? Your pops used to give me rides to the football, junior terry football games to make sure I got to play.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like we go way back. You feel me? So like
definitely.
being a terrier was always in my blood. My dad wasn't a super athlete or nothing, but I'm like, man, I just want to be a terrier.
Definitely, like I was like, I'm a terrier, and then it
You know
was
what I'm
like,
saying? Like that black and white
the
just hit
first
me.
day, yeah, the black and white is just like it's different. But like my first day of school, me and Michael pull up. I'm like, bro, we really at Murphysboro High School.
We
Like
river.
we're
Almost
we're
said river rat.
we're
No,
Clemson, and we're that's what people was calling us when we left. Like, oh, you're a traitor, you're a river rat now. And it was
well,
just like we became
in
like
football, that
super villain.
only thing
We
Eddie
didn't
ever
really
used
care
to
about
say
football.
was them river rats. You feel me? When we was little, so
Yeah, so it was just like we used to fight them at like they had to come to Carbondale to go to the movies. So like after
always,
the movies, we was fighting. So we
because
always fought after the movies or
everybody would be
at a
kicking it at the
Carbondale
mall
Murphysboro
anyway.
football game. Yeah,
Everybody was
so
kicking at the mall
after this
anyway,
movie,
so you
so
had to come through. You had to
we
slide.
we about to fight. Yeah, you got to come through, and when y'all come out of y'all movie and come to the parking lot, we fighting. But so yeah, like that's how that. Like I was like, bro, like I woke up for school. I'm like, I didn't think none of it. I picked Michael up. I'm like, I'm pulling in the parking lot. I'm like, we really going to Murphysboro High School. Like this is like this is real. They singing the Crimson and Corn theme song for Murphysboro. I'm like, we really here.
Like those.
But it was a great experience over there.
Well, and
Like
the
I
thing
really
is,
like I tell
go ahead.
everybody.
Uh,
I tell everybody like Murphysboro was like the best 2 years of high school I ever had.
it had to be because you was like a legend over there. Like still to this day, they like even
Like
in like even like stuff that I hear about Murphysboro in basketball. When somebody break a record, they be like, yeah. And then Dre, he had the. I mean, they still can't get the name right, but
yeah, I just felt like they used to butcher my names. Like just call me Dre. Just call me Dre. And so just like I wish I would have had my full 2 years, but it is what it is. I did what I was supposed to do.
I mean, it panned out. You went off, man, and that's really what it
Yeah,
amounts to. You took care of you, and a lot of people won't take
yeah,
care of
I definitely
themselves.
took care of me. But like I
And
think
self care is
I just
important
got
in athletics.
past. Yeah, I just got past like during the basketball season and 2 point field goals made, but I'm still top 10. When I finished, I was top 5. So for me to still be in the top 10, it was just it's still cool.
Yeah, nah, that's
But
live,
if
man.
they would
Because
have my
everybody
if I would
know
have
you
my
earned
full
it.
2 years, if I would have had my full 2 years, I would have cracked number one. But it's all right. At least I'm still in the record books.
I mean, and you always gonna be there. Like I remember as a kid watching Tommy House, like looking at all his records and everything, and watching them ball out. So like the difference between
I want
Carbondale
to
and
pass him up
Murphysboro,
so bad.
man, Tommy was. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Oh,
and maybe I'm biased because my name is Tommy. You feel me? But Man, Tommy would have gave you that work, boy. I seen him work back in the day. I remember you probably watched him work too. You probably wasn't paying attention because he was from Murphysboro back in the day.
Like, I was watching him. I was watching Tommy because Stephen Schaff had one over there.
He had the braids.
He was actually the first one. No, Stephen Schaff had the fade. He was actually the first one to go from Carbondale.
No, I was talking about Tommy. You good? Tommy had the braids back in the day.
Oh yeah, but, Tommy he had the braids, but
so Schaff was from.
Like, I came over there. I'm like, who got the scoring record? It was like Carbondale. If I ain't mistaken, I know they got family over here.
I just never knew.
Yeah, he was a dog.
He was a monster.
I looked at the books. I'm like, who got the scoring record for the game? It was like Tommy House at like 42, and the closest I got was 36. I missed 7 free throws in bench.
Man, you never lay that one down. You're gonna be thinking about it.
So close. And I remember that game. I'm like, I'm about to break the record. So like, you know how they show your points, like on the little.
Did you verbalize that, or you was quiet Dre on that one?
Yeah, I verbal lasted like I'm going for the record tonight, and it was just like I'm gonna make my statement, like I'm going for the record, and I had 22 points at halftime. I'm like, oh, this is broken.
He was going crazy.
At the half, 22 points. And I'm like, I can't hit a free throw to save my life. And it was just like, I looked up before Coach Murphy took me out. It was like 3 minutes left, and I looked up, and I was at 36, and I begged and pleaded for him to leave me in, but he just took me out.
I mean,
I was mad at him for that. We was already up 20, but I'm like, can I please let me break this record? But I get it. He didn't want to, like, I guess, make it worse than what it was, but just let me shoot those last couple shots. I
mean, look, I can't say nothing about free throws.
36.
I airballed in middle school. I don't know if you remember that day, but I airballed a layup. That was the wild.
I shot an airball before.
That whole game, I don't know what was in the water.
Fast break dunk. I missed the fast break.
Did you get hung?
My only dunk attempt.
Did you get hung?
So this is my. So I was actually drinking energy drinks before the games. This is when like Nos was big, like the Nos energy drinks.
With the bottle,
I would drink one
screw top lid.
I would drink one with the screw top. Yeah, so I would drink one for the first half. Going at halftime, I'm killing the bottle for the second half. And this was my senior year. So we're playing Carbondale original first round. So they missed the free throw. Gerard throws it to me.
Rod, my boy.
And I look in front of me. There's nobody. And I look back. Everybody's behind me. I'm like, I'm about to dunk. So I'm juiced off the energy drinks. And I took off from so far. I tried to tear the rim off, and I got up there, put it down, and I just watched the ball rattle in and out.
Oh man, that's the worst. That's the worst.
And then Gerard turned around and dunked. Gerard comes down and dunked it right after that.
Oh, you knew Gerard was gonna go ham. Like that dude has always been he's the fun. Like I don't know your experience with Rod, but you know, growing up with Rod myself, like he was always the goofy one. You know what I'm saying? He was the younger, goofy one, hyping us up. Like he make you feel like you was Superman back when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Hey, it's tea time." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't really no hooper, but you know, we at this little rim. I'm a yammy. You know what I'm saying? You better than that. Tea time. Do that thing. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, bro. All right. Nah, but that was live. He was live.com though. So you got hung, and then Gerard had to take it again. So what was it like watching them?
I had missed, and then like we started like the quarter the other way, and Gerard like finished the game for with the dunk. So that was that. But What was you asking me?
Oh, well, I was going, man, I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to jog. I got so excited. I just love talking about Southern Illinois basketball and sports. But so what was it like watching them go to state and get that second in state?
I was super proud of them.
Because I feel like, I don't know, like it just seems like as athletes, we get our moments and then it passes. And it is hard, like in your gut, you're like, man, if I would have just tried a little bit harder, if I would have just, like, what is it like? What is that experience like for you?
I was up there when they lost to Hales. I was just like thinking, like, man, they just needed that one. They were missing that one piece.
That one trade banger, huh?
Yeah, but it was cool. I was proud of them. Second in state, you can't really do much better than that coming from a 2A school.
Oh no, big
small
facts.
2A school at that.
No, really big facts. But Murphysboro always had like really good camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Like they make you feel special over there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there ain't much else over there but Murphysboro. You feel me? Like ain't no mall, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Most of the girls, the baddies was in Carbondale, so you know.
Most definitely.
So what was it like? Just so you've like I see this theme of like transition in your life. The way that you transition from, you know, selling shoes to counseling to all of that stuff, like was this path like a purposeful path, or you just like, I'm not feeling this, I'm feeling this? Because I feel like as millennials, it's kind of hard because we're in a generation where you can see everything on social media and there's just way more than you can conquer in, 5 to 10 years,
Yeah. I feel like it was a purposeful path. Always wrote stuff down in my notebook, and like I had this notebook that I always wrote stuff down in, like me coaching or like me having like the tutoring program for the kids, or me just like the painting stuff at the addicts part. That was in my notebook as well. So I feel like it was a purposeful path.
So it seems like I feel like you're very, very passionate about the youth and the community. And so what sparked that in you?
I guess seeing like my dad and his friends doing it for us when we were playing football, and it was just like, all right, I want to make an impact as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. How I do this? How I pause this?
Oh, you good, bro? Hold on, I got you. Hold on, give me 1 second.
All right.
And Dre's back.
Can you hear me?
What's going on? Yep, yeah. I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you good, bro? Yeah. We about to finish up here in a little bit anyway. So I'm seeing the growth and the transition between, you going from counselor to DOC. What's next for Dre within the next 5 to 10 years? like, do you ever see yourself as like maybe the next Coach Miller? Like, that's what I'm always been. I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, who's been in the community doing the things? I'm just a terrier head. Like, I just love Southern Illinois sports.
Yeah.
So it would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? Coming, hey, that's Dre. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, it was a thought at one point, but it's just like the way I coach and do stuff. I feel like it probably wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't fit well with boosters or parents or something like that. Like, I
Because you know
don't
that money is heavy there
play
in
the
that community.
favorites. Yeah, I don't play favorites. I don't do any of that. Like, whoever works the hardest is going to play. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who your parents are.
That's
But
real.
I mean, what I really want to do is like my own like after school program
Okay.
for the kids in the community, or like start like I don't know, like my own like little summer program for the kids.
Okay.
So
That's real. That's real.
I'm yeah. So
Tight.
hopefully I can get that
So
together soon.
I'm looking forward to seeing that because the stuff that we grew up
Yeah.
on, you know, like the Irma C. Hayes, you know, all those different programs. A lot of those programs ain't around no more. I know you remember NYSP. I don't know if they
No,
still
I
got that.
mean, you got the Boys and Girls Club. They took over in District 95, I would say, but it's not ran like how it used to be ran. Like, we had Cougar Excel, but it's not ran how
Yeah.
it used to be ran like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll figure something out with a group of people or something like that.
Okay. Well, you had to let me know how that goes, and you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
When you do volunteer work, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying. I don't mind, you know,
Yeah.
coming down there and helping out. This next year I'm supposed to be deploying again, and then when I come back, I'm gonna be just trying to live life. And if y'all need, you know, any finances or anything, I can, you know, get the troops together, help raise some money. So
Yeah.
just
Appreciate that.
be in contact. Let me know what you do in the future.
Always.
You got any questions for me? Anything
Always.
before we end this podcast?
Nah, just thank you for having me on the podcast more than anything.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. It really meant a lot to me because it filled in some holes that, like,
Yeah.
I'd always heard rumors about, but I just didn't know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Why not learn from the source? Like, this podcast is all about
Yeah.
people learning and getting information along the way that are traveling similar paths. And once you fill in those gaps, you create a great team. So I appreciate you, Dre.
Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dre'Shean Payne.